All right, so we're going to look at a little bit more complicated example. And like one of the arts of this is where do you make the cuts in your mesh to allow Maya to unfold it? And where do you put the cuts so that you kind of hide where the cuts are and give the computer room to unfold things? So it's a little bit like kind of skinning an animal. Like the more complicated the geometry gets, the more sophisticated it gets to kind of generate these UV meshes. So we have a brand new scene here. We are going to make a little bit more complicated shape that would be difficult to do by any kind of automatic means. So we're going to make polygon, platonic solid on this. This off for a second. This whole thing. Attribute editor. Let's make there we go, octahedron. All right. So let's make this a little more evil. Grabbing this, grabbing the faces. Right click, shift right click, extrude faces. I'm going to turn keep faces together off. Click on any scale, scale it in. And delete them all. And I'm going to grab all this, extrude faces, grab the Z, and pull it out. All right. And if we go, let's see, object mode, node editor, you can kind of see what we did. We made a platonic solid, we extrude faces, we deleted some components, and we extruded the face again. And like I said, now that these are live, we could tweak things a little, and it'll update down the chain. Cool. All right, so here's our shape. The next thing we're going to do is, I find this kind of hard to look at, and we can customize it and stuff, but let's do something a little different. Let's create just a Lambert for now, and then do UV testing lamb. And then for the color, we'll grab a file, and I downloaded this nice UV map that's kind of nice to use. And then we'll, it didn't connect, that's kind of annoying. Just plug it into the color, the middle mouse, drop this over here. Go to shading, hardware texturing. We're working, and we can see right off the bat that this is not good. Some parts of it have no UVs assigned. The parts that have the UVs assigned are really distorted and gnarly. All right. Okay, so that's our thing to work on. So let's bring over the UV editor again. Hide the attribute editor. Click on this. And as a first step, I'm just going to assign UVs using a projection. So there's different projections which are good starting points. I'm going to use, because I'm going to do this kind of completely by hand, we're going to start with a planar projection. So that's just everything from one face, from one direction. So just do that. And here we go. I'm going to turn that off. There we go. That is lovely. All right, and I think I can adjust how strong this. There we go. How strong this is. Kind of subtle. I want. Okay, so what I'm going to do, my plan here, is I'm going to separate the inside of this shape. So all these inner faces from the outside, and then I'm going to unfold them kind of like from the back. All right. So, all right, hopefully this will make sense as I work. So I'm just going to turn this off for a second. Maybe I'll even just turn off hardware texturing. Just shift this over to edges. And I'm going to get to work. Edges, I'm just grabbing, split the inside from the outside, adding edges. Go here. All the way around. I think I got this and these. And with everything selected, UV toolkit, cut. Now what should happen, UV shell, I move this over. Now I've split the inside from the outside. So if I try to unfold this now, it's not going to work. It's just going to be crazy, right? So I need to give it a spot to open up. So what I'm going to do next is, let's see, where's the front of this thing? So this is the front. You know, I want to hide my seams. So my main seam where it opens up, I'll have on the back. All right. All right. So let's add some more cuts. So now we're just working on the outside. I'm going to grab this, grab that, right, that, and I'm going to grab the poles. Side. Cut those. Now, when we unfold, UV shell, unfold, that is killer. That's exactly what we want. All right. You know, and we can check our progress. Turning texturing. That's already way better. All right. I could straighten it out, but we'll do that in a second. Let's just move it over here for now. All right. So now this. Let's look at this. So let's do the same thing. We'll reset our view. It's the front, the back, be over here, edge, the back, we'll cut that, and then we'll cut where this thing is meeting poles. and figuring out where to cut, it's a little bit of trial and error and just practicing and get better at it if it's something you need to do often. It's not something I have to do all the time, but when I do it, it's good to know how to do it. UV shell, fold, there we go. All right. So there's two more issues. One is this is taking up so much more space than this one. And we kind of want, it's the same object, so we want the kind of space in UV space to roughly match the space in 3D space. And the other issue is they're all on these kind of crazy angles. So let's deal with that first. Grab all these. Re-in them. Pin them. UV shell. Unfold. Unpin all. There we go. Looking good. Not perfectly straight, but good enough. And then we'll do the same thing with this. Actually, maybe this one I'll just rotate it. I can kind of see what's happening right in my texture there. All right, then to kind of even out how much space they get, I'm going to grab both. I'm going to go modify, layout. And that's pretty good. Let's see, I don't like how they're not quite intersecting each other. It's not too bad. And we can see here, nice even UVs. I guess you could kind of see where the seams are, but it's not too bad. And depending on the texture we're using, this is more than good enough. All right.